Can the worst possible Moltres beat the entire game of Pokemon Yellow on 0 DVs, minimum battles, and with no TMs? This is the third and final of the 3 legendary birds in Generation 1, and so far Zapdos and Articuno haven't shown us much to get very excited about. Both Pokemon ended up in the middle of the A tier in spite of their legendary building, and it's pretty easy to see why. These legendary Pokemon are generally not caught until level 50, which means they don't get any level up moves until the very late game. On top of that, their typing creates situations where they have certain hard walls. In the case of Articuno, it was Lorelei. In the case of Zapdos, it was Giovanni. If we can get past those walls though, they generally performed pretty well once we got to the very end of the game. But Moltres might just have the biggest walls of them all. Because like Articuno, it's gonna be walled by Lorelei, and like Zapdos, it's gonna be walled by Brock and Giovanni. But then we have to add to the list trainers like Misty, Blaine, maybe even Bruno in this one, and last of all, Lance. Will this even be possible, and how many resets is it gonna take? Let's get into it and find out. So starting out in this one, Professor Oak is just going to throw a single Pokeball and catch a legendary Pokemon. He's clearly the dead opposite of the old man in Viridian Forest. I think the old man in Viridian Forest might be a little jealous. The rival pushes us out of the way. He could have gotten a Moltres to start with, instead he's only going to get an Eevee. And we're going to go ahead and name our Moltres Phoenix. Hopefully it can rise from the ashes and bring us victory. But we'll just have to see. This Rival 1 fight really shouldn't be hard at all. We have Fire Spin, and even though it's not super accurate, the fact that it's the same type move and it does stop our opponents from attacking us makes this Rival 1 fight fairly trivial. And of course, in Viridian Forest, the Bug Catcher is going to be a cakewalk too, because, hey, super effective move. But really, we're just going to want to use Fire Spin in this whole section. I think it's going to be the strategy on Brock. I think if we're going to win, it's just going to be a matter of getting enough Fire Spins to hit on the Geodude. And then we're probably not going to outspeed the Onix, so we're just going to have to hope for decent luck in that section of the game. So with that being said, let's go ahead and try Brock one time and just see how this goes. Here, I'm just leading off with Fire Spin, and it's just a matter of can we get the hits. If we miss, we're going to take decent damage from the Geodude. And this is only a 70% accurate move. We can see that's doing quite a bit of damage when he hits us, 7 damage per hit. So we're a 4-hit KO here. And if we get a miss, okay, we finally got through that one. But we are outsped by the Onix, and it uses Bide. And that is the real problem. When it uses Bide, we have no way to avoid hitting it. And Fire Spin doesn't burn opponents in Gen 1 at least, so we get knocked out. Let's try this one again.
But if we ever got a run where we got no misses from Fire Spin, this will go eventually. As long as we get nice long Fire Spins. Okay. These little dinky 2-turn Fire Spins are not what we're looking for. Okay, there we go. Finally, we get through. Okay, 4 resets there. But we do manage to get it, and we finished with very little HP remaining. But that's okay. That's okay. We didn't expect that to be an easy fight. And that's kind of a preview for the late game, because once we get to Giovanni, our strategy is going to be to use Fire Spin to get him into a range, and then hopefully knock him out. From there, it's going to be very similar to what we did with Dragonite. Now, one of the big problems with Moltres in my mind is that it learns Leer at level 51. Leer is pretty much worthless. Like, we would much rather get a move like Flamethrower in this one. Why they decided to have this learn Leer just makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's probably one of the worst decisions as far as moves go move choice goes in Gen 1 in my personal opinion. Wouldn't we much rather use Flamethrower, Fire Blast? You know, like, I could understand they're thinking, oh, you'll teach Fire Blast to it, but, you know, it should still learn Flamethrower via level up, I think. Just one of the worst move pools via level up of any Pokemon in Gen 1 in my personal opinion. And we are on to the Super Nerd, so let's see how this goes. Our best move here is definitely just to go Fire Spin. Okay, and he's disabled Peck anyway, so we just have to go Fire Spin here. Okay, so now to the coughing. There we go. Took it down. Alright, and on to Jesse and James, where we can just use Fire Spin to whittle them down. And here we outspeed coughing. I'm hoping that Fire Spin will be enough to at least get it down into a range. There we go. And we take them down. So that section was fine, no problems. We can pick up the Great Ball, and we're doing this one as a minimum battles run, but I don't think we want to go too crazy on TM still. But I do want to see what it takes to beat the game on minimum battles with a Moltres. Obviously, fighting Misty first would be a bad decision, so we're going to take on Rival 2 instead, where we're outsped by Spearow. And man, Fire Spin's inaccuracy is just maddening sometimes. Okay, but we do get through. We can get to Sandshrew, where, assuming we don't miss a bunch of times with Fire Spin, we can knock that one out. And we outspeed the Rattata, so we just need to actually land hits. That's all this comes down to. Landing hits. Growl's fine. Peck is also basically fine. Here, we'll just knock that one out. Fire Spin missed. Critical hit, quick attack. And we get knocked out again. It's just because we keep missing, though. It's one of those things. They changed in later gens so that Fire Spin would have the same type of accuracy as moves like Clamp and Bind. But in Gen 1, it's the least accurate of the wrapping moves. Here we did get a Sand Attack, which is pretty bad. But if we can just land the hits, there we go. Okay, so we get through Rival 2, but we're on 6 resets so far, so we're not ideal by any means. Here we can just take on everything on Nugget Bridge. We're basically going to take on everything before Misty. There would be no logic to go and trying to fight Misty right away. That would be really bad. Like, I think the strategy on Misty ultimately is going to be to level up as much as we can, hopefully reach the point where we can outspeed Staryu at least, and use Fire Spin, even though it's resisted, in order to get it into a range to one-shot it with Peck. And then on the Starmie, we're just really going to have to hope for decent luck. Here we're at a much higher level, so Fire Spin's actually going to do decent damage per hit. Okay, and we take it down. Cool. Let's just drop these items. Let's heal up and Ether, Fire Spin. Okay, so there we go. Let's try Rival 3. This one, I'm going to lead off with Fire Spin. We outspeed the Spearow now, so we're good to go there. We outspeed Rattata, that's a 2-hitter. We outspeed Sandshrew, which... oh, that slash is scary, but we take it down, okay. And now we outspeed the Eevee, so we just need the Fire Spins to connect. We've gotten Sand attacked once, but we were able to peck it down from that range. And we are on through this section. So here we are in Misty's gym. We have no choice. We have to go here. This Goldeen obviously cannot use any water type moves, but we're going to still just work it down with Fire Spin. Now, the question is, can we just take on Misty at this point? Do we outspeed Staryu, etc.? Let's check it and find out, because otherwise we have 2 rare candies in the bag. But otherwise, this could be a hard fight. Just saying. So we outspeed Staryu, that's good. Now, we definitely need to land enough Fire Spins on it to get it low enough that we can just knock it out like that. Okay, now Starmie is faster than us. And that was a critical hit. So we can't do anything there. Okay. Okay, there we knock it out. And Bubble Beam, critical hit, just destroyed us. Okay. Let's just see if rare candies are enough here. Yeah, we're still too slow here. The other possibility is to go Bide here. We have the Bide TM. And why Bide? Well, because I think we could survive a couple hits from the Staryu. And then that could be the trick to getting through. Basically. The rare candies didn't really do all that much for us. And we can see Peck does that much. Guys, I think we have to go Bide here. Okay. So let's try this now. Bide strats for the win? Question mark? Okay, we take down Staryu just like that. She X defends. And we knock her out. See, Bide is perfectly fine there, but that's our first broken TM right there. Bide is really one of the strats that allows some of these fire types to get through Misty. And we've also seen other broken ways that it can be used, but I'm pretty sure the rare candies plus Bide is the required strat there, which is not great. That's, to me, whenever I have to use Bide in a situation, that is a pure indictment of the Pokemon's level up moveset. That is saying that this Pokemon's moves are not good. And there are so many TMs that you can learn in this section to help out that it's also pretty bad when your Pokemon can't learn any TMs other than Bide to help them out against Misty. Okay, well, let's get into the Lieutenant Surge fight. And you might say, well, why would you go fight Lieutenant Surge? Basically because I think I can get through him, but... Okay, that was bad. We just couldn't get him to hit us while we were using Bide. Okay, there we go. The critical hit Mega Punch was enough to knock him out. But basically we're saying on minimum battles, Moltres already fails to get the S tier. But that's kind of the same as all the legendary birds. They've all had to use at least one broken TM in order to beat the game. In an optimizing run, these are Pokemon where I think optional battles will really help. Okay, so time for the Rock Tunnel Hiker. I am going to pop an Ether into Fire Spin here, because I'm pretty sure this is my ticket through this fight. If I'm going to get through it, it's going to be because Fire Spin hits. And if we get hit by Rock Throw, that's pretty bad, because it's going to be 4 times super effective. I'm really scared of Giovanni in this one. Oh god. Okay, we're all the way to the Graveler. We might even survive a self-destruct at this point, I'm not sure. But we knock it out. Perfect. No resets on the Rock Tunnel Hiker. And now we can move on to... Where do I want to go? I think I want to get Fly. I think Fly is the key, guys. Okay, so here we can cut this tree down. Just pop over here. We don't even need to mess with a wild Pokemon. Just get HM2. for Fly. I don't think we even get to level 60 to learn Sky Attack, so Fly is going to be our best flying type move in this one, I do believe. So let's grab that PP up. I'm going to save PP ups for Fire Blast later on. And yeah, let's get into Erica's gym, where Fly probably does the most damage. Okay, we've been put to sleep. Set up Reflect, which was a big part of that. So we'll go Fire Spin instead. Yeah, cool. So yeah, we're pretty much going to Fire Spin things into a range and then try to use Fly to knock them out is the game plan. In fact, I'm going to move Fly up and Peck down in my move order. Here. Okay, that worked. Okay, Fly wasn't quite a one-hitter there, but a two-hitter. And Fly's going to be a two-hitter here, but we're never going to lose that fight. There we go. Cool. So, Erica has gone down. And Giovanni is the scary one here, because we just can't learn a single move that's going to be effective against Giovanni's rocks. So it's going to come entirely down to Fire Spin luck. So let's get down to the basement. Let's fight Jesse and James here. And here, I think I'm going to go Fire Spin first on Coughing, and then we'll use Fly to knock it out. Fly should just take out Meowth. I think Fly's enough for Ekans. Yeah. No problem there. No problem at all. But now I'm going to execute my plan of not fighting Giovanni. Okay, so I'm going to go Fire Spin here on the Fearow. And then Fly. I think Fire Spin's the only choice here against the Magnemite. Here against Shelder, it also doesn't have great specials, so we can do that. Okay, it's used to withdraw a couple times because smart AI. That's right. Okay, now we are definitely going to use Fire Spin here because we don't want to get Sand Attacked into Oblivion. We had a nice Sand Attack miss there. Good. Okay, we get through that. No problem. Rival 4 is a joke. But now we don't really have much choice. We have to take on Giovanni. Okay. So first things first, we want to go for Fire Spin. And Peck will just finish that off. Nice. Okay, critical hit Fire Spin is kind of nice on Rhyhorn. Okay, we take it down. Cool. Here, I think Fly is our highest damage output, so there we go. We take down Giovanni with no problem. Okay, so here we are at the top of the Lavender Tower. We're going to take on the Ghost Marowak. I'm going Fire Spin here to whittle it down, and we'll use Fly to knock it out. Cool. So now, Jesse and James time. I think Fly is enough for Meowth. It is. But then I think we need to at least go Fire Spin into Fly on Arbok. And ideally, we'll Fire Spin this one into a range and then Fly to knock it out. Cool. So that worked. Nice.
So now I'm going to take on Koga's gym first because I think I have a type advantage. He's basically a bug trainer in Pokemon Yellow. And with Fire Spin and Peck Fly, we should be able to get through this one within a decent number of resets. But it always remains to be seen. I mean, he can use Toxic, he can just be a complete troll, he can get special drops with Psychic. I mean, there are a lot of ways that we could lose this fight in spite of that type advantage. But there's only one way to find out, so let's just go ahead and try Koga here. And I'm just going to go with the game plan of setting up some Fire Spins, and then once I get him in a range, let's use Fly to knock these Pokemon out. So here, I lead off with Fly just to see how much damage it does. It's not a one-hitter. So here I'm going to use Fire Spin once, and then I know that I can use Fly in order to finish them off. Fly is at least 95% accurate. Here we missed once, so we did take a Psychic, but fortunately we get 2 Venomoth without Toxic. That's very good, but Venomoth does outspeed. Venomoth is a very fast Pokemon. We get it all the way into the range to almost knock it out, but he uses Double Team, we miss, and we get knocked out. So I think I can get through this one, but the next time that I got to the Venomoth, it was the same story. Double Team just basically stopped me from being able to land the finishing blow, and that together with Toxic just meant that this one was impossible. Let's try it yet again. We're all the way up to 25 resets at this point, but at this point, we are able to do decent damage to these Pokemon, so it's just a matter of landing the hits. He uses Double Team, but we manage to land 2 flies and we get through Koga. So very nice. Now we're moving on in the game. We have a badge boost in speed. I think that might be enough in order to get through Rival 5's team. Back to the Silph Co building, where Rival 5, I mean, it's really just going to come down to the fact that Cloyster can use Aurora Beam. We don't resist ice in this version. And of course, we have to deal with the fact that Magneton, it's a tank and it's going to use Thunder Shock and Thunder Wave. Here, I'm just going to try to whittle down this Sandslash as quick as possible. And I really just need Fire Spin to connect on the Cloyster and on the Magneton. Here, we're whittling this Cloyster down fairly well, but Fly is not quite a one-hitter there. And we miss. So coming back to try this again, I'm just going to auto-reset when I take the big slash, and it just doesn't seem to be working. 34 resets, and it just hasn't gotten through that fight on minimum battles. So at this point, I'm starting to think, you know what the best play might be? The best play might be to get Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam will be our strongest possible physical attack, and it might be the one that we need to just whittle things down in a range, hit them with Hyper Beam, and then in that way get through the fight? Maybe? Peck and Fly just aren't quite strong enough here. So let's try Rival 5 again now that we have Hyper Beam on the moveset. We're going to lead off with the Fire Spins here on the Sandslash. We really just don't want to take Slash and get knocked out. And here on the Cloyster, I'm going to lead off with the Fire Spins. I'm trying to get it down fairly low on health. And then here, maybe we can just try a Hyper Beam, but we took it down with Fire Spin. That's fine. Now on the Magneton, once again, we want to use Fire Spin to get it down in a range where we can one-shot it. Here at about half health, I don't think it's quite down enough, but it does work. Now here on Kadabra, Hyper Beam or Fly would one-shot it, but it disabled Hyper Beam, so we had to use Fly. And on the final Flareon, I managed to snap out a disability, and a critical hit Hyper Beam knocks it out. So we're moving on in the game, and we're doing pretty well at this point. Let's take on Giovanni. Let's see how this goes. Here, once again, we're going to be going for the Fire Spins to lead off, and then once we get him in a range, Hyper Beam to knock him out. Now against Persian, we're going to use Fire Spin to get it down into a range. We did take a single growl here, but we knock it out. And we're going to use Fire Spin here on the Rhyhorn. We just really don't have anything better. It has lower special than it has defense, so this is clearly the best play. Once we get it really low, though, we can go for the Hyper Beam. And finally on Nidoqueen, it's a really bulky Pokemon, but if we can just get it in a range, it doesn't have any super effective moves at this point, so we can just Hyper Beam and knock it out. So we've gotten through Giovanni, we've finished this whole section, and we can move on to Sabrina. Sabrina, I think, really is just going to be hit and miss. It comes down to whether or not we can connect with Hyper Beam. Here we got a miss from Flash, Hyper Beam one-shot on the Abra. It's not quite a one-shot on the Kadabra though, so I use Fire Spin to finish it off. And here I'm just using Fire Spin to see if I can get this one in a range. And I end up using Bide, kind of hoping that it will hit me with Psychic. And if I don't get knocked out, I think I will win. This is one of those spots where we had to learn Bide on Misty, so we may as well just try to use it in this sort of situation. Here we managed to take out the Kadabra this time, and I'm just hoping that Hyper Beam will do enough. Alakazam recovers, but we managed to land a couple of Hyper Beams here, and Psychic didn't knock us out, so there we go. We get through Sabrina, but it took multiple Hyper Beams to take down that Alakazam. So now we can move on to Blaney Boy, and Blaine is one of the spots that is always really challenging in these minimum battles solo runs. And there are really just a few spots in the game where the difficulty really ramps up suddenly. Blaine is one of those key spots because He has really fast Pokemon. They use Stab Flamethrower, Stab Fire Blast, and they just get really high critical hit rates. So this is a spot where I have to use rare candies in order to get through this one, because really we just need more levels. We can't outspeed without getting a bunch of lucky RNG basically from Tail Whips and Growls, but even when we do, we're just not doing that much damage. So here I've leveled up all the way to level 44 by using rare candies, and here I'm just trying to get through this Ninetales as quickly as possible. Now, once I get to the Rapidash, I'm still outsped, but if it uses Growl, I have at least a chance to outspeed it. We just need multiple Growls. Here, Hyper Beam does knock it out though, and do we outspeed the Arcanine? That is the question. Here I do, so I use Fly that does decent damage. Hyper Beam is not quite enough, but he uses Reflect on my recharging turn. He uses Reflect again and misses with Takedown, and now I'm just hoping that I can land the hit. Nope, we go down. So we have to try this again. The Reflect is really a big problem on the Arcanine too, because when it sets up Reflect, it's effectively doubling its defense against physical attacks, and because our only good moves to use against that Arcanine are Fly and Hyper Beam, that makes it pretty hard. Here we managed to get the luck to get Badge Boost that allows us to outspeed the Rapidash though, and so I'm actually just using Fire Spin to whittle it down into a range, and then I'm hoping that Hyper Beam will one-shot. There it goes. Now on this Arcanine, I'm just going all in on offense. I use my last 2 Hyper Beams. It's not quite enough because he used Reflect, but now I can go ahead and go into Fire Spin to get him in a range. I Fly, and he doesn't heal. I get the critical hit, and I knock him out. So now we have gotten through 7 gyms. We are on 62 resets, but still on minimum battles. So maybe, just maybe, this won't be too terrible. I mean, we have used 1 broken TM and Bide up to this point. We have added Fly. We're going to end up adding Fire Blast too. But maybe that's all we need. Maybe that will allow us to beat the entire game. Who knows? But basically the plan here on Giovanni is going to be to use Fire Spin to get him in a range, and then use Fire Blast to knock him out. We don't quite get to the level that we need to be able to get agility here. We've already used tons of rare candies earlier on, trying to beat this game on minimum battles. In the optimizing run, I'll definitely think about getting agility here by gaining some additional levels. But here, Fire Blast is doing decent damage. So once I get to Nidoqueen, I'm just hoping not to get hit by Thunder. Yeah. So later I do get on to the Nidoking, and I'm all the way to the Rhydon, and now it's just a matter of 70% accuracy with Fire Spin. We missed once, and he missed Rock Slide on the same turn, which was clutch. And now we just need to land the hits. We still have 6 Fire Spins available. He's below half health. Fire Blast does not do enough damage. So that's pretty frustrating, but let's try this again. Against the Dugtrio, we're guaranteed to always get through this Pokemon. We will never be hit by anything from Dugtrio because all of its attacking moves are ground type. On the Persian, it really just comes down to avoiding Slash, and yes, it does use Double Team, but Hyper Beam knocked it out. Here on the Nidoqueen and the Nidoking, it's all just about landing the Fire Spins and getting them in a range to knock them out with Fire Blast. We take down Nidoqueen, we're still on full health. We're landing the Fire Spin here on Nidoking, and we do get the range to knock it out. We're on full health to the Rhydon, but 1 Rock Slide will knock us out from full health here, because it's 4 times super effective and same type. He misses again when we missed our Fire Spin, which was incredibly clutch. And now I'm just hoping to get him down enough into a range, and there we go. The critical hit Fire Blast takes him out at 69 resets. Very nice. And we can move on. Next up is Rival 6, who I don't think will be very hard, but then we're looking ahead to the Elite 4, and the Elite 4 is where it's going to really ramp up in difficulty. So let's just hope this is a free one against Rival 6. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with the Fire Spins on the Sand Slash. I don't want to take a bunch of slashes, and now we can just finish it off with Fly. Execute should be the easiest Pokemon ever, it's just a one-shot, and now it's on to Cloyster. where we don't quite one-shot with Fire Blast, but we do get into a healing range and then use Hyper Beam to knock it out. Against the Magneton, I know I'm not going to knock it out with Fire Blast, so I go ahead and lead off with the Fire Spins to get his health down, and then Fire Blast at about half health. A single Hyper Beam's more than enough for Kadabra, and now it's just a matter of how do we get through Flareon? I go for Fire Spin here, just thinking that maybe I need to get its health down a little bit. Hyper Beam does not knock it out, we get poisoned by Smog, but we survive and we're able to knock it out with the second Hyper Beam. So there we go, we have gotten through that whole section, we're on to the Elite Four, and now the real gauntlet begins. Lorelei. Now the thing about Lorelei is that except for her Slowbro, all of her Pokemon are neutrally affected by Fire-type moves, and Dewgong's AI in Pokemon Yellow means that a lot of times on turn 2 it's just going to use Rest, so we exploit that in order to go ahead and get it down. Here on the Cloyster it actually doesn't have great special, so once we get to about half health we're able to Fire Blast it down, but this is the scary Pokemon, the Slowbro. It's only going to use Withdraw and Surf. Withdraw doesn't really matter, but Surf can absolutely wreck us here, so I'm trying to whittle it down into a range where Hyper Beam will one-shot. Now, Fire Blast should be more than enough on the Jinx, but we get frozen on the first attempt. That's ridiculous. Freeze can affect Fire-type Pokemon in Gen 1, and there's no way to thaw out. So here we get back to the Jinx, but we get knocked out again. I'm thinking that it's time to use my last rare candy here. Basically, get 2 more levels and just see if it's possible to get through this fight. Here, the only other things that I can really think about doing, other than PP upping my moves, is maybe to go to a broken TM like Double Team at this point. So before I do that, let's take on Lorelei again. I'm going to use Fire Spin in order to get the Dewgong into a range and then hopefully Fire Blast it down. About 3/4 health. I'm thinking that I might be able to get it down. There we go. Now we're going to use Fire Spin to get Cloyster down to about half health and then Fire Blast it down. And now Slowbro, we just need to get the range. I'm actually kind of just hoping that it will use Withdraw, and I was hoping to get a burn here, but it didn't work out. That was fine, I just ended up knocking it out. We survive Ice Punch this time, and a Fire Blast takes out Jinx. And now it's just about the Fire Spins on this Lapras. If we get it down into a reasonable range, we're hoping then to land the Fire Blast and knock it out. Here we get it down to low health, and we didn't even go for the Fire Blast. Fire Spin lasted enough turns that we were able to knock it out, and we're on to Bruno. Okay, still haven't added Double Team, and we've made it to this point in the game on minimum battles. Remember, we're on 0 DVs. We're the weakest possible Moltres here, which means that we still have a threat here against Bruno. He has 2 Onix that both know Rock Slide, 4 times super effective if it hits us. So here, the only strategy against the Onix is to lead off with Fire Spin and hope not to get hit. Fortunately, Onix has really low special, so at about half health, Fire Blast does knock it out. I use Fly on the Hitmons, but it's not quite enough to one-shot them. So instead I'm going for Fire Spin and then using Fly to knock them out. Second Onix time, it's time to go for more Fire Spins and hope not to miss and not to take a Rock Slide. There we go, we take it down. And on the final Machamp, 1 critical hit Fire Blast and knocks it out. So we're on to Agatha now. And fortunately for Agatha, we have a decent chance. We have Fly, which is a physical move that can hit ghosts, which means it's going to be the best damage output on those Pokemon. But then we also have Fire Spin and Fire Blast, so we can get things into ranges to knock them out if we can outspeed. Nothing will give us badge boost here though, so we're gonna have to just kind of hope to get through the Gengar without any crazy bad luck. We get paralyzed, which is terrible whenever you're using multi-turn moves like Fire Spin and Fly. So now we are able to learn Leer at level 51. We're not going to do it. I'm just going to try to use Fire Blast to take these Pokemon down from here. Golbat could be trolly if we didn't have the paralysis, since it could use Toxic, but we get through that just fine. Now on Arbok, we're just hoping not to get wrapped down. Fire Blast is doing really well here against this Haunter, so hopefully we can knock it out. Fly knocks it out there. Now I use Fly, but I'm fully paralyzed. I hit with Fly the second time, and I take a Psychic and I get knocked out by the Gengar. So let's take a second attempt at this before we do anything crazy, adding any more TMs. In this one, I managed to get through the Gengar without getting paralyzed, which is very nice. And here, Fire Blast does the job on the Golbat, so we don't have to worry about Toxic in this one. We take down Haunter, we burn the Arbok, and we're able to knock it out. And here, it's just a matter of can we land the hits on this Gengar. And we're down to 4 HP, but Fire Blast takes it down, and then Hyper Beam for the Arbok. We have beaten Agatha on the second attempt. We're all the way up to 112 resets because of the difficulty of Lorelei, but actually Bruno and Agatha weren't that hard. So now it just comes down to Lance. Can we find a way through him? The problem is, he leads off with Gyarados, and Gyarados is basically only going to use Hydro Pump. I'm pretty sure one Hydro Pump just one-shots our Moltres at this point, so we're going to have to see if we can manage to Fire Spin this Gyarados into a range where Hyper Beam will finish the job. And Gyarados is a pretty bulky Pokemon, so trying to Hyper Beam it down probably means that we're going to need it at about half health. Here, I end up actually going for Fire Blast, hoping that maybe I can burn it after I realized that Hydro Pump would not be a one-hit KO. But that's not really an effective strategy. I've already reset. I'm at 184 resets at this point. So instead, I just leaned on Fire Spin and hoping to get the luck to get it to hit enough times, and then Hyper Beam knocks out that Gyarados. Now on the Dragonairs, it's basically the situation that I found was that Hyper Beam would not be a one-shot from full health. So I use a couple of Fire Spins to get them down in a range, and now I'm going to use Hyper Beam to knock them out. And basically, if I can get that to work, maybe we'll have a shot, maybe. Here, Hyper Beam takes out the second Dragonair. We're all the way onto the Aerodactyl. Here, I don't think we mess around. I think we just have to go for the Fire Blast, but a critical hit Hyper Beam knocks us out. So here, there's really nothing left to do. There's no way for us to outspeed the Aerodactyl, and we don't have any super effective moves. After having reset here a ton of times, we're already at 185 resets. I decide, you know what? The best strategy is Double Team. Now, I know people don't really like that, but the reason we have to use Double Team here is we just can't take the hits. And everything on this team has something that is good against us, except for Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl's moves are only neutrally effective, but it has such a high critical hit rate that we're just not going to get through. And even with Double Team, we're still going to be in a range where we can take one Hydro Pump and just get knocked out. The first Dragonair has Thunderbolt that can do decent damage. The second Dragonair knows Bubble Beam and Ice Beam that do decent damage. And then the Dragonite is going to know Thunder and Blizzard, both of which are super effective because Fire does not resist Ice in Gen 1. So here, even with Double Team, it's not like we just get through immediately. We have to get the luck to be able to set up the Double Teams here on the Gyarados. Fortunately, Hydro Pump is only 80% accurate, not 100%. And we're able to get set up on this run, and Two Flies knocks out the Gyarados after the badge boost. Now we can take on the Dragonair, where we can see we don't one hit with Fly, but we did decent damage. So instead I'm going to use Fire Spin and then go into Fly. And here with badge boost from Double Team, we do outspeed the Aerodactyl, which means we can just use Fire Blast to knock it out. And now we are hoping and praying that we don't take a major hit from this Dragonite. Even with the Double Team set up, it could just land a lucky Thunder or Blizzard and knock us out. And we had it in a very low health range, but he uses a Hyper Potion, meaning we have to go through the whole process again to try to get this one down in a range to knock it out. We are getting a bunch of misses, which is very good, and Fly does the job. So we have gone through Lance, but we've had to resort to 2 broken TMs in this run, as well as TMs for our other moves, Fire Blast and Fly. I mean, This is going to be really low on the tier list, considering that we have 187 resets to go with it. And it's not like the champion is necessarily going to be a cakewalk here. Cloyster does have Clamp and Ice Beam. We have to deal with the fact that the Magneton knows Thunder Wave and Thunderbolt. And the AI here is set up such that basically Flareon has a 50% chance to use Quick Attack and a 50% chance to use Reflect. So if we get there on low health, we might get knocked out by a Quick Attack. So here I'm going to lead off with the double teams against the Sandslash since it can't really do that much to us. It can't affect us with Earthquake, so it's really just about Slash. Fly one-shots Alakazam. Fire Blast is going to be a one-shot on Exeggutor. We one-shot on the Magneton and on the Cloyster. So now it's just about this Flareon. Will Fly be enough? He uses Reflect here, so I switch into Fire Blast, but fortunately, he's not doing enough, and we managed to take him down. So we have beaten the game on minimum battles with a Moltres. But because of the fact that it took 2 broken TMs, Bide in order to get through Misty, and Double Team in order to get through Lance and the champion, then we added 3 TMs, Fly, Hyper Beam, and Fire Blast. Those together with the 2 broken TMs already mean that there's a 23-point deduction right there. Together with the 187 resets, that's another 18.7 points, so over 40 points of deductions. So where does that leave Moltres on the final tier list? All the way down in the D tier. Basically, it's in the same tier as Golbat, Dragonite, and Kabutops when they tried to beat the game, either with no TMs or on minimum battles. And this is not where you expect a legendary Pokemon to be. This is the worst performance of the legendaries so far. And it seems like one major issue was the fact that we didn't reach the level to get Agility. Agility would have allowed us to badge boost, it would have allowed us to outspeed the Aerodactyl at the end, and maybe that's what we really needed. So let's try this run again, let's take some optional battles so that we get more levels, and let's see if we can beat the game without any TMs at a reasonable enough level to improve our score. Let's get into the second run and find out.
Regardless, Fried Chicken here is gonna try to go straight to Brock, but I'll put it this way, I think we can beat Brock at this level, but it might not be very good, and we might be better off just grinding out some levels in this section. Here we take down that bug catcher incredibly easily, and now our stats have properly reset, so level 6, we got 17 attack, 15 speed, 15 defense, and special is our forte with Winnie. But I'm going to go straight to Brock. I'm going to see if I can beat the Geodude. If I can beat the Geodude, there's no real point in doing much else than just trying to grind this one up. I think. Actually, I may be wrong. Might be worthwhile to fight some more trainers, just because Misty's going to be hard too. But if I can manage to get through this one, I think that's the ideal. Oh, we're just missing like crazy. Okay, we take that one down. Okay. So we lost there, but that's fine. Let's just take some optional battles, because if we can outspeed the Onix at any point, that's going to become just completely consistent. We're going to be taking optional battles regardless, so it seems like a no-brainer to me. Okay, so we take that guy down. There's a couple levels. Take this guy down. I'm going to start off with just the bug catchers. See if that does the trick. Okay, we're already to level 9. So here's one more bug catcher. Fire Spin missed. Rip. I don't want to fight the rival 1A if I don't have to, because I don't really want to fight the Jolteon team at the end. I think we're best off going up against the Flareon team in this one. That's one of the big things about Pokemon Yellow, is that you can actually control what team your opponent's going to take at the end. So really, ideally, we should be trying to get the easier team in most cases. Okay, we've leveled up to level 10 here. Here, let's just take that one down. Perfect. So now we have gotten to level 10. Are we fast enough to outspeed? And we should have gotten through a couple of damage rounding thresholds as well at level 8 and level 10. So we should be able to do more damage to the Geodude with our Fire Spin as well. Might only be like 1 extra damage at this point, but that's fine. You can see that it's doing reasonably well. We take him down with no damage. And we outspeed Onyx. Perfect. So now it's just a matter of getting the hits with Fire Spin. So clearly, let's just see. Speed stats 25, his is 23. So we probably needed all the levels in order to outspeed. But at level 11, we're getting through Brock very, very easily with this Pokemon. And it only takes a couple of optional battles against very easy bug catchers to make that happen. Now in the next, and now let's see, we have 49 speed. I'm not sure we outspeed the Starmie. I forget what the Starmie's speed stat is. Not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna try this fight. We definitely outspeed Starmie. Which means that this one just comes down to getting it down enough. 56 speed. So, yeah, we're not in the range there. We'll just let ourselves get knocked out. Okay, so we need more than 56 speed to get through this. All right. So here I think we have no choice but to fight some SSN trainers to try to get over 56 speed. So I'm going to start with these gentlemen because Fire-type Pokemon are far less scary for us. And again, they give decent XP, but now we have to come downstairs, and I know one of these guys is rocking the Machop team. The Shelders are pretty easy to get through. Shelder's just gonna spam withdraw, so that's pretty easy. No problem there. Now this old man, we can go Fire Spin. Okay, so now we've leveled up, and now I think we're strong enough, or fast enough rather, to outspeed Starmie. That might be the play here. Now I'm not using my rare candies because I want to save those for the late game. Alright, Misty time. Peck is an easy 2-hitter there on the Staryu. And now we outspeed Starmie. So we can use Fire Spin to get it fairly far down, and there we go. So outspeeding at level 27 is not too hard to get through Misty there. Did take quite a few optional battles to get it though. And it's just the curse of the slow level up group, but now we have more levels. We know we're going to need more levels later in the game anyway. Okay, but we no longer need the SSN. We're going to get past this, and there's better XP with the trainers that come after this, so not like we need all these trainers. We're not going to go for level 100 or something with this one. This isn't a Weedle run where we have to fight everything and get all the XP. But I think I'll put off Erica, not because I don't think I can beat her. I think I can beat her right away. It's more that I don't want to block out all those trainers in her gym if I don't have to. Because, again, there might be a level grinding spot where her gym is great for level grinding. Same for the fighting dojo. So I'm going to skip both of those for right now, just so that if I encounter, basically I'm going to go till I encounter resistance, a situation where I can't get through, and then I'm going to use that as my excuse. Okay, now it's time to go grind some levels, guys. Yeah, I mean, Fire Spin is incredibly inaccurate, but we should still be outspeeding basically, I think, everything except Kadabra on Rival 5's team, so if we get the accuracy, I think we win? Question mark? And if we do, then we don't really have any reason to do anything else here. Okay. Let's just see. So here, starting off with the Sand Slash. We're doing decently. Heck, to finish it off. Cool. A Clamp is scary. Like, we actually need to land hits there. I'm actually going to take a reset here because we just had bad accuracy luck. Okay. Gonna take another one there because we just have to land a Fire Spin on that Oyster, I think, and see how it does there. It didn't quite knock that one out, but hey, come on. We take down the Cloyster that time. Okay, but now, so now instead I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna try to take on Koga. But I need to and go straight into the Koga fight. Let's see how this goes. Let's see at our current level. We should outspeed all the Venonats. So it really just is a question of, can the Fire Spins connect? Can we avoid Toxic? Okay, so we take that one down. X should just finish that one off there. He X attacks, which was good. And we get through on the first attempt against Koga. Very nice indeed. So we can say definitely level 36 is more than enough for Moltres to get through Koga even without TMs. Which means now we can get Surf. And we can go back and try Rival 5, but we might want to at least try to go and take on Lane on Cinnabar. So first, let's take on Rival 5 one more time. Let's just see if anything has changed here. I don't think so. I don't think we've gained very many levels since last time. I wasn't paying attention to my level. Excuse me. Here, I'm not going to save. I'm just going to faint if I lose. Oh, that slash though. No. Rip. Yeah, so definitely not consistent at this level, regardless. So now let's add some optional battles, starting with the Fighting Dojo. Okay, so Dojo leader time. Leads off with Hitmonlee. He uses X attack, so that guarantees that I win. We got a Gen 1 miss, but we get through. Perfect. So I take your Hitmonlee to humiliate your dojo. Yes. And that does get us to a damage rounding threshold, so could help. You know, higher stats plus us rounding to higher damage. All right, so let's just see if we get any better results here. We did take down the Sand Slash. We take down Cloyster. We're still on full health going into Magneton, which is pretty nice. Here, we take that one down. Heck takes down Kadabra. Now I think we just peck here on the Flareon. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we get through. You're at level 38, leveled up to 39 in the fight, but so let's just find out. Here's Sabrina. I think the only strategy is to peck there. Oh, and yeah, we get destroyed there. So I'm just going to let the rest of my team get wrecked. So Lane is going to be pretty hard too, but I suppose we should always just try him one time before we jump to any conclusions. So Here, let's just try Blaney Boy one time. Fortunately, Flamethrower doesn't do as much to us. But I kind of wanted those badge boosts. Okay, now we outspeed, so now I can go into Fire Spin. And we get wrecked. Okay. With badge boosts, I might be able to get through this one. So, I'm going to lead off with Peck. Okay. We already outspeed Rapidash, which is why I'm trying to go for a Fire Spin here. Basically, I'm hoping that my speed advantage and good Fire Spin luck will just let me very slowly grind this one down. Okay, we take that one down. Here we do outspeed the Arcanine, which is very good. Fried chicken is the solution to dealing with dangerous doggos. Okay, come on. We're getting incredibly close. Oh, and the super potion. No. Oh, and our attack stat was so low we just couldn't get through. RIP. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. I mean, that one was just so close, but I feel like the game's just kind of teasing me. Like, oh yeah, you were so close, buddy. Try again. So let's get the easy XP. And once again, we can get better stats. We might need fewer badge boosts. I think it's just a win-win all the way around. And here, Peck is just going to completely destroy this gym, I think. Like, I don't even... So we just took all those on because they'll all be unavailable after we beat Erica. But now we can fight Erica and try to get just even a little more XP, so... Or a little more, yeah. What am I saying? Yeah, XP. That was the word I was looking for. And there we go. Erica goes down very easily. Moltres turns out to be a great solution for Erica, as we will see. Okay. So here we can take on some more trainers around here that have grass types. Let's get to level 45 at least. We are now at level 48. Let's just try now against Blaney Boy. So we already outspeed here, which is good. A now Rapidash still outspeeds. Okay, but we do take it down, and now we outspeed Arcanine. Now we just need the luck to actually get through this, and we did not get it. Heck. 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 Cool. Here. Heck. The fact that he used Reflect is what has me changing to Fire Spin here, because basically I don't want to grind against that. And there we go. We get through Blaney Boy. Perfect. So now we can go back and take on Sabrina. We have a badge boost in special. Hey, so we are making some progress here. Some progress. Giovanni's going to be hard regardless, so I don't really feel too bad about all the extra battles because If we needed them to get through Blaine, then we're definitely going to need them to get through Giovanni. And here we go. So here we can basically just outspeed these Pokemon. I'm going to go for Leer here just to do more damage. And there we go. We get through Sabrina. Cool. And the Doug Trio is always going to be a guaranteed win because the Doug Trio can't hit us. Dig, Earthquake, Fissure can't hit a flying type Pokemon, and Sand Attack will lower our accuracy and be trolly, but otherwise, you know, it can't knock us out. So we have at least one free Pokemon here. Just see how this goes. So here, I think I just go Peck that one down. Here, I think I'm just going to peck this one as well. Okay, now it's time for Fire Spin. Thunder, fortunately, isn't like a one-hit KO or anything. Probably 4 hits if we're at full health there. And he was on that low health. I definitely needed to go peck, but here, we'll just take that one down here. And something like an X accuracy would obviously make this an incredibly trivial fight, but here, unfortunately, we don't have that luxury and no items run. Hey, he missed with Rock Slide. That was good. We got a critical hit after that, which was also very good. And there we go. Okay, level 57, we beat Giovanni. We haven't used any of our rare candies yet, too, so we get that advantage where we don't have to sacrifice those. We are way above minimum battles, though. So this is definitely going to be B tier no matter what we do, but still, we're not doing too bad. Hey. So now all of my HM Pokemon are just going to go into the PC because, yeah, I think I'm going to be grinded for a while. So I'm also going to buy more full restores. Let's just sell everything that I can through Dugong. We'll keep that since it's free XP, but hey, we take that one down. Here I'm going to try to set up agility, hoping for withdraw. Okay. It's never going to use amnesia here because we're fire type, so it thinks water type moves are super effective. Okay, withdraw is fine though. We just need to get her in range where we can actually knock her out though. Okay. So now Jinx is no problem. Lapras. Oh, it's just about the accuracy. No, the Blizzard, no. Okay, but we got all the way to Lapras that time, which has me thinking that if we spam rare candies here, we should get through fairly well. So now we can actually learn Sky Attack over Peck, which I think is the play. Or Sky Attack over Leer. I'm never going to use Leer here. And Peck could be useful in case they're on really low health and I just need to knock them out with a highly accurate move. So I'm actually going to learn Sky Attack there. Here, I'm going to go up to level 65 first. And the logic here is I've gotten a couple of damage rounding thresholds. And in theory, at least, I might be able to do like that. Just get them to low enough health and then just knock them out. Okay, we got knocked out there, but we just haven't seen rest from Dugong yet. And now, yeah. We just have to get the luck to get through this, but the fact that we can get through to Lapras like that actually has me feeling pretty confident that we're gonna get through this one eventually. Without needing to do anything else. It's all just accuracy. She only uses 2 super potions per Pokemon, so once we get that second super potion, we know we're fine. Okay. And we know that we can survive a non-critical hit Blizzard here. And we take her down. There we go. Okay. So level 66 is what it took to take down Lorelei. Good to know. We still have rare candies in the bag. So here, I'm just gonna throw an ether into Fire Spin. Also gonna PP up on Sky Attack. And now let's just full restore and take on Bruno. Here I think it's all about the agilities first. Rock Slide we can see doesn't do that much. And here we really just want to do more damage. Okay, Peck will take that one down. Peck takes that one down. Here it's all about the Fire Spins. Come on. And he doesn't heal in battle, so we basically know we've won there. Perfect. And we level up to level 67. Cool. I'm saving the rest of these rare candies for Lance. I think he's the spot where we're likely to need them. Okay, here I'm just going to give myself all of the EP. Okay. So here I'm actually going to go Sky Attack here. Oh, and look at that. Oh, and that's what I didn't want. Hey, but Sky Attack is doing decent damage. Oh, but it needs to hit. No. Okay. Like we've already lost this one. I'm just going to reset there. Okay, let's try this again. Because if we get the luck to hit with the Sky Attacks, we're going to win. Okay, we've used 1 agility here. Okay, I think Peck just takes that one down. Sky Attack there. Sky Attack there, yes. Oh, we've been put to sleep. No, no. Oh man, if we can just land Sky Attack, we're gonna win. Yes, there we go. Sky Attack does so much damage against those Pokemon because of the fact that it's physical and it's stab. So here I'm going to basically spam. Here, we'll go with 3 first. We'll get to level 70. Let's just see how this goes at level 70 against Lancey Boy. The whole issue here is that a Hydro Pump does that much. Here, I'm just going to try this. If I get 2 badge boosts off, how does it go? Ability. Oh, might even get 3 badge boosts off here. Yes! I got all of my badge boosts because he missed twice with Hydro Pump. Now here's the issue. When we get him to low health, we need to knock him out quickly because he uses hyper potions. A Thunderbolt wasn't the end of the world there. Heck. Same here. We really just want to whittle him down, but we can see the hyper potion is bad. But he'll only use 1 hyper potion per Pokemon. And now we are guaranteed to outspeed everything because we've set up all the agilities, so... Okay. Here we just need the hits, basically. And Peck does the job. There we go. Okay, we get through. Lancey boy. Yes. So now there's no point doing anything else. We just need to spam our last rare candies. We'll get to level 73 here. Full restore. Max elixir. And it's time for the champion. Here we go. My strategy here, I'm going to just try to get through Sand Slash as quick as possible because Slash does a lot of damage, I think. Here, we already outspeed the Alakazam, so see if that's enough. Cool. Now I'm going to set up agility here on the Exeggutor because it's only going to use Stomp, Barrage, and Hypnosis here. I think this is the easiest setup that we can get. Then let's peck it down. Here we have to go Fire Spin on Magneton. There's no choice. Okay. And it has to be Fire Spin there on the Cloyster as well. Okay. Okay. But here... Otherwise, agility probably is actually fine here against the Sand Slash. Just take that one down. Come on, Fire Spin. Don't fail. Don't fail me now. Don't let me down. Okay, we take that one down. Now I think we go Sky Attack here. We just hope, yes, there we go. Even with Reflect, it was a one-hit KO. All right, so optional battles. We had 9 resets, so that's 0.9 points on the tier list. And then there are 64 optional battles that are counted by the game in my reset or in my battles counter. And we had 152 optional battles. So that is, by my count, 88 optional battles, which puts this one pretty far down on the tier list.
So with optional battles, but without any TMs, we were able to improve the score quite a bit. Nearly 19 points, taking us all the way from the D tier up to kind of a good B tier finish. But this is still pretty disappointing. Moltres is supposed to be legendary, it's the last of the legendaries, and both Articuno and Zapdos were A tier on their second run. Is Moltres gonna get completely embarrassed by the other 2 legendary birds? Well, now it's time to optimize. We're going to mix what we learned about the ranges that we can get on no TMs with adding some non-broken TMs just to see how it goes. We now know that at level 27 we can beat Misty pretty easily, and we also know that moves like Hyper Beam and Fire Blast will allow us to get better ranges when we're trying to finish off opponents after using a few Fire Spins. But I'm not sure that this is going to get anywhere close to Articuno or Zapdos in their kind of middle high A tier finishes. What do you think, guys? Tell me in the comments, but with that being said, let's get into the last run and see what I did.
So here, let's go ahead and save. Let's take on Misty. And here, I think the best strategy is to go for Fire Spin on Staryu, get his health down nice and low, and then peck it down. Now we've leveled up. Now we should outspeed, yes. Which means that it all just comes down to Fire Spin luck here. And we even survive a Bubble Beam. So there we go. Get through Misty. We didn't use our rare candies in the end. Somebody's probably yelling at the video, don't use rare candies! No! Save them for the end game. I know. Let's take on the Rock Tunnel Hiker. Hey, that was scary. To get hit by Rock Throw. Here. And we get wrecked there. I'm actually going to take my first reset here, because this one's just going to come down to luck purely. Like, we definitely do not need to grind any more battles here. So once we get the fire spins to land, we will win. Nice crit there. Okay, and we take him down on the second attempt. So, yeah, one reset there is always better than taking the optional battle. On my tier list, one optional battle is worth 2.5 resets on my tiering system. So with that being done, we can go up and go through the Safari Zone. And let's just get all the items up here. But before we do that, let's go to the Saffron Pokemon Center, you know? The Saffron Pokemon Center. The Pokemon Center that nobody knows exists. Because they put it behind like a random wall. What brilliant designers the people of this city were. So if I sell random junk that I don't, including TM32, we're gonna try to avoid that. Oh yeah, we've already got enough money to get Hyper Beam. So I'm just gonna do that right here. Okay. So there we go. We got our 5,500. And it's time to go back on over here. And the question is, do I need the Hyper Beam? I think the answer is yes, because it's going to allow us to knock out the Magneton, the Cloyster, and the Flareon much easier. So let's just see. Here we go. So first things first, Fire Spin is just a prerequisite. I think we just have to lead off with it. Oh god, we're taking the sand attack here. I think if we can just land the hit, we will. Oh, and it wasn't enough to take him down after that. Rip. Run's already over. Okay, try this again. Let's try not to get sand attacked. I'm gonna just take that as a reset. Because we're clearly strong enough to get through this. That was just about accuracy luck, basically. Okay, Clamp sucks, but... hey, we take that one down. Here, Hyper Beam will take that one down. Hyper Beam will just take that one down. Hyper Beam? Oh, it wasn't a one hit there. No. Okay. Rip. God. Another reset. Ah, I could have won that one too. Okay, we take that one down, but we did get sand attacked. Not ideal. Okay, we take that one down though. Come on, come on. Oh, the sand attack. No. We're just gonna start adding resets here because, I mean, clearly we can win. It's just a matter of accuracy. Okay. Take that one down. Cool. Still think we need to get it lower. Now Hyper Beam. Perfect. Heck. Isn't quite a one-shot there. Here, let's Fire Spin this one. Now Hyper Beam? Yeah, there we go. Okay, Popeye's chicken. Still worse than KFC crispy chicken. He gave us a tough fight there, though. So, can't... Hey. Okay, we take that one down. Hyper Beam, there we go. Okay. So we get through, we're on 6 resets. We had to take 2 resets there. on Sabrina, but we did beat her. Now we can go. Okay, so here we are, Blaney boy. Let's try this. Here, I'm going to lead off with the agility so that I'm guaranteed to outspeed everything. Hyper Beam? Nice. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hyper Beam. Yes. Fire Spin. Doing decent. About half health, I think. Hyper Beam. There we go. Get through Blaine on the first attempt with no issues, thanks to agility. We'll still have a... And here I'm going to learn Fire Blast right here over Peck. Basically, Fire Blast is my strongest stab move to use here. Gonna be good against the Rhydon, basically, when we get there, so yeah, let's just see. So here we want to start by setting up our agilities right here, and Sand Attack, no! Okay, we did land the Fire Blast there. We land a Fire Blast there. Here we want to land that. Hyper Beam wasn't quite enough. No, rip. Okay, but we did get through. We're getting a lot of lucky misses here. Well, Fire Blast, yes. And Rock Slide destroyed us. Okay. We get wrecked. Okay, but the strategy is clearly to just take down the Doug Trio quickly. And then set up on the Persian. Slash sucks, but if it doesn't go 3 slashes in a row, I think we're fine. Here we go. At about half health, we can just one-shot the Nidoqueen and the Nidoking here with Hyper Beam. And now it's just about the accuracy luck on the Rhydon. Oh, he missed Rock Slide. Yes. Now Fire Blast. There we go. We get through at level 56. As I kind of knew, we could beat him at this level. We could beat him at this level without TM, so we're better than we were last time because we have Fire Blast in our arsenal. I think it's better than Sky Attack because it doesn't take a turn to charge, basically. Okay, so here, I think we set up our agility on the Sand Slash. Okay, not quite a one-hitter there. Rip. Okay, Fire Blast there. Fire Blast there, yes. Here we've leveled up, so I'm going to go Fire Spin into Fire Blast. No. Okay, Hyper Beam, yes. Hyper Beam, yes. Okay, we still got through. Agility made our speed so high that even when we were paralyzed, we still outsped. That's stupid. But I will take it. I'll take it every time. Oh god. This game's so broken. And it's time to see if KFC Crispy Chicken is really the best. The best of the best. When it comes to birds, at least. So here we go. Lorelei time. Here, I'm going to lead off with Fire Spin. And here we're just getting wrecked in this one, but we're not going to give up just yet. Fire Spin will take that one down. Or Fire Blast, rather. We just have to remember that one Fire Blast is like way, way stronger than a bunch of Fire Spin. So like there, that's going to be a one-hitter. And we got the Hydro Pump miss, but I'm going to reset there, actually. Because I'm going to take that as a battle this time. Just to get the extra XP. Because we can get to the final
whatchamacallit very easily. So here I'm going to just try to take down this dugong here. Okay. Here we were able to set up our badge boost though, which is a big deal. Come on. Fire Blast. Fire. Come on, Fire Blast. Fire Blast is not a one-hitter, but it is a two-hitter. There we go. We get through Lorelei. Nice. Okay, so now it's time to full restore. And I'm going to keep these max elixirs, but I'm going to pop an elixir right here. And let's get into the Bruno fight. So here I think the strat is just to agility up. And Fire Blast there. We can Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam. Fire Blast. And will Fire Blast be enough? Yes, it is. Nice. Here, I'm just going to not do anything. I think I have enough. Okay, let's just see. Going into this one, level 59 against Agatha. I'm going to lead off with my agilities here. Basically want 3 agilities. Oh, we get paralyzed. No. Okay, we broke her substitute. Mega Drain doesn't do that much. That's a one-hitter there. That's a one-hitter. Oh, we're fully paralyzed and confused. No. Okay, that's a one-hitter when we do manage to hit. Do we learn Sky Attack? I don't think we do. I have the TM if I need it. Okay. There, the issue was the paralysis. Let's try this again. Okay. Agility. We really like Mega Drain. Mega Drain does nothing here. Okay. Hyper Beam, that does the job there. Fire Blast there. We're gonna abandon learning fire. Oh, there we go. So we didn't learn Sky Attack, we kept Fire Blast, and we got through. We burned the Gengars. Both of them. Okay. So here I think we just pop an elixir, pop a full restore. But I think even more importantly, we drop a rare candy here so that we don't level up in the middle of this fight. We're at level 61. 12 resets so far, 102 battles. So I'm gonna go agility. Oh, critical hit. Are you kidding me? I think but remember that there's a 1 in 5 chance for a Hydro Pump to miss, so basically we have reasonable odds to get a miss here at least once in these turns while we're trying to set up. Yes! That's 2 misses with Hydro Pump. Here, Hyper Beam does the job there. Gonna just do that and that. And let's get 1 fire spin there and then Hyper Beam that one. We already outspeed the Aerodactyl. Fire Blast ends it. Very good. Oh, we survived the Thunder with 6 HP, but we missed. No. This is just going to be a reset spot. Like what we need. Okay, so really, if we land just 1 fire spin after setting up all the agilities, we can just go for the KO at that point, I think. Okay. 1 fire spin and Hyper Beam. There we go. Now maybe Hyper Beam's just a guaranteed 1 shot there. Yes. Okay, we burned the Aerodactyl, which is nice. So now the question is, how far down do we need to get the Dragonite? I think if we get it below half health, there we go. Level 61, we get through Lancey Boy with Hyper Beam. So we're going into the champion basically on exactly 40 optional battles, 23 resets, 2 EMs. So we're already well out of the S tier, but let's see how good we can get in the A tier. Here we go. So I'm going to set up my agilities right here. This is the play. Fire Blast should just wreck that one now. Hyper Beam should just destroy that one. Fire Blast should destroy that one. Fire Blast is not a one-hitter there, but he did go for the whatchamacall. Okay, and we lost because of paralysis. I think we got this though, basically. Now that we kind of know the ranges. Fire Blast, Hyper Beam, Fire Blast. Go for a Fire Spin, Fire Blast. Fire Blast, yes. Hyper Beam. Always not enough, but we get the second Hyper Beam, and there we go. 24 resets, 104 total battles, that's 40 optional battles, and 2 TMs. But we didn't have to go broken TMs on this one. And it is going to put this Moltres solidly in the A tier. Basically, 40 optional battles is already 10 points on my tier list. It's a quarter of a point per battle. So 40 optional battles already takes us out of the S tier. Then the 24 resets, that's 2.4 points. That would bring us down to 87.6. But then we also lose 2 points for the 2 TMs that we learned, Fire Blast, Hyper Beam. Because of those, we end up with a final score of 85.6. So let's just see where that puts this Moltres on the final tier list. And then we will finally know which is the best of the legendary birds.
So with optimizations, Moltres comes in just below Zapdos. It's not 0.3 points behind, and that's basically the equivalent of 3 resets. I mean, that's completely just random variance. We can say that functionally, Moltres and Zapdos are about the same for a full game solo run. Both of them clearly lose to Articuno though. And really, it kind of makes sense. Articuno has only one major wall in this run, which is Lorelei. It just doesn't have any answer for ice and water type Pokemon, but once it gets through Lorelei, it basically crushes everything else. I mean, it can rely on Ice Beam for freezes, it can use agility in order to get badge boosts, the same as the other legendary birds. So it's really the best all around. After that, it's really a matter of the fact that while Zapdos does get better moves, it's got a much harder wall when it runs into Giovanni. And on the other side, Moltres can rely on Fire Spin to get through basically anything, it's just not very consistent. But I think the most shocking result is that out of 33 solo runs that I've done in this series so far with my tier listing system, Articuno comes in the best, but it's only at number 25. Zapdos and Moltres come out at 27 and 28 respectively, meaning that there are so many better Pokemon for solo runs, at least according to my rules, than these Pokemon. Now you can look a little bit at the speed of the runs and say, okay, they're just slightly over an hour in real time, but there are also plenty of Pokemon like Kingler, Venusaur, Charizard, and of course Mewtwo that completely crush these times. I mean, even Golbat was faster. But maybe Moltres can redeem itself a little bit by beating Mewtwo? Let's find out.
I love how they just put Cerulean Cave like right on the edge of the second town so that kids would be sitting there thinking like, what's that? How do I get there? Come back and try to look at it.
be like, oh no, I can't do anything. Actually think it's pretty cool. They put it in there. But here we go. We are going to take on Mewtwo. And I think, honestly, Moltres has the best game plan against Mewtwo of all of the Pokemon of these 3 legendary birds. Because basically, when you talk about Zapdos, you're really just hoping for paralysis and then to hopefully get enough turns where you can set up and then take it down. Articuno, you're basically praying for the freeze, but here we have actually a clear strategy. Agility into Fire Spin. Agility Fire Spin could be the key, just letting us win this one. Here, now we outspeed, so we can just spam Fire Spin and hopefully just whittle it down. The problem is that he keeps healing when we miss, which is pretty annoying. Not gonna lie, but we like Barrier. Oh, but Psychic just ends it. No. Okay, go for more agilities. I think the issue was that we didn't set up enough agilities at the beginning, because more badge boosts for the win. Fire. Yeah, there we go. The Fire Blast takes it out. So there we go. We were just barely short of reaching level 63, but 12,383, but we get 2,200 from the final Mewtwo, so we always knock that off. And yeah, this run took about an hour and a half total streaming time, but obviously it's a little bit less than that, probably an hour 25, hour 26 is my guess. So not the fastest run, but I mean, we weren't massively over leveled in this one, so I guess I'll call that a win. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.